Radio Television Bandrai Ipoh. Morning Ipoh with Katie. This is already episode number 13. And this morning, the rare and golden opportunity for me to have a conversation with the CEO of the Haven Ipoh, Mr. Peter Chan. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Vile.
Yeah, before we begin, of course, it has been my special way of welcoming everybody by saying Selamat pagi, Wanyi Daja, Ciao Zhang Hao. Assalamualaikum, saudara, saudariகளே, நலமா இருக்கீங்களா, Sastrikal, and Kopi Wosian. Mr. Peter, let me just ask you the first question. I read about your biodata. A person who studied in University of Singapore, they went on to work in many parts of the world, after which you began to learn about construction and building in Australia. Then, you began to take, I don't know, is it called luck, leap of hope, or maybe you just threw a little bit of a pin onto the map and you selected the Haven to be in Ipoh. Why was Ipoh your preferred choice, sir?
Very often in life, we think we are in control, where we're going, whatever we are doing. Very often, destiny brings us to a certain place. So in my case, I was recommended to a development in Ipoh called the Permai Lake View, which is a low-cost development. I was there half helping a friend. So from there on, one thing leads to another. So when we saw that the site here is so special, that's why we started the Haven Ipoh.
I've been to Permai apartments in Ipoh. Let me just congratulate you because I think it is one of the best kept apartments even till today. It looks clean, it looks nice, and I believe in your vocabulary and in your dictionary, in your Wikipedia, we can see the word, I believe, which is the word coined by you, the bestest. Wow, I knew you were smiling. We shall go on it in a short while. I want you to concentrate your viewing onto the back of where we are sitting comfortably, because to me that is considered a magnificent ROCK or rock. Could you please, sir, share to explain or share the facilities of what the Haven has to offer?
Well, in the first place, it is primitive nature, or shall I say, untouched nature,
Right.
primary forest.
Exactly.
This is the primary forest. There's only 10 to 15 minutes from the city center. This is the most unusual, probably the most unusual forest in the world, where you can live by the forest and in the city at the same time. Every day when I go to town, it takes me only 15 minutes to go anywhere, to church, to breakfast, or a hospital checkup, or whatever. If you want to live in a forest, anywhere in the Blackstone Forest or Yellowstone Park or Taman Negara, you probably have to drive 4 to 5 hours. But here in the Ipoh, 10 to 15 minutes, you can get all the conveniences of life. And this is the wonderful thing about the Haven. And besides this, to match this, we made this development into something for all generations, for children, for the elderly. The whole place is disabled friendly. So it's a family resort. In addition to a family resort, we give family food. So all our food are natural, without preservatives or Ajinomoto and so on, no MSG. So all that concept thrown together with lots of facilities for children, for elderly people and so on, that's what makes the Haven special.
Right. My next question will be again back to the rock. How old is the rock, sir?
280 million years old. To compare that, the dinosaur era is about 10 to 20 million years old. So it's way before the dinosaurs.
280 million years old.
Yes.
I got it right.
Yes.
Wow. That is a magnificent rock. And I hope the wrestler, the actor Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, one day might want to visit his ancestors. I'm not sure.
In fact, it's better than the rock. This rock we call the boulder is actually made of not limestone, not stone, but fossils.
Oh, fossil.
This whole thing is under the sea for millions and millions of years.
Wow.
So after a long period, the whole Earth is moved up because of compression or Earth movements. And so when these things come up, if you chip at it, it is fossils. They dated the fossil, and they dated that this border is 280 million years old.
Wow. I'm incredibly proud and so privileged to be staying in Ipoh, having such wonderful treasures. And how about the water in the lake? Is it maybe not clean to touch, or
No, it's pristine.
oh, it's pristine?
Pristine because it's running water.
Wow.
There's underground stream and the water is flowing all the time. Later I shall show you the place where you can see the water flowing all the time for 24 hours a day. Ever since we've been here for about 18 years, it's been flowing non-stop, and that's why the water is pristine and clean.
Wow. And I believe the haven has also attracted many foreign guests from across the world. And I also seen the comments in the internet and in the media. They were all positive comments. Yes. Comments where they find that they have the honeymoon here, they go back, they feel happier. So maybe a lot of babies were made here, I'm not sure. It's a nice place for them to plan to have a family, a place where they call it home, and a place where I believe is away from the hustle and bustle of the city. And I also went to the dictionary, Mr. Peter, to just find out the definition and meaning of haven, which many confuse with heaven. Okay, so we are heaven in heaven, okay, whatever you call it. And heaven is a sanctuary, a place of safety where persons come to sit, to relax, to rejuvenate, and to re-energize. What are the facilities available here at the haven?
We have tennis courts, basketball court, tennis court, squash court, table tennis court. I think what you name it, and we have it. We've got a spa. We have a children's playground. We have children's playroom. We have a animal petting place.
Wow.
Where you can rear. We rear guinea pigs and rabbits. We even have 2 ponies here.
Wow. And I'll go for the next question. This is another very interesting one, where I found out, I mean, I could be outdated, I'm not sure. The haven actually has acquired or won more than 58 different international and local awards. And these 58 awards are definitely, right, the merit of distinction for the haven. What do you think about these 58 awards that you have acquired for the haven?
I'm very happy that we are recognized, because when we first started, many have doubted us. Many did not think that Haven, Ipoh can have a place like this. But we were winning one award after another, and some of our prime awards are the Minister's Award from the Minister of Tourism and Culture. And another one we've got is the High Rise by FIAPSI. FIAPSI is very, very prestigious award. I may say that we may be the smallest company winning a high-rise FIAPSI award, because they are for billion-dollar companies. Very hard to compete with big companies doing high-rises. But we won that award. We also won a lot of food awards. We are one of the best restaurants in Malaysia.
Wow.
And also we won the best wedding destination award in the world. We also won the family resort area for Haven. So all these awards put together, it justifies all the hard work that we put in.
I believe so. So they always say in English, seeing is believing, and trying out is more believing. So those of you who are listening into this channel right now, Morning Ipoh with KT, I believe after the pandemic is over and the borders are open, go into your TripAdvisor or whatever channel you're using for tourism, type in Haven, right? Type in Haven, and you come here, then you'll be able, I believe, to see what nature has to offer in this wonderful place. Not only that, Mr. Peter also mentioned in Ipoh, this is a heaven for food, and you can get it even here or even outside with so much local, incredible activities. And I believe the haven is waiting for tourists of all kinds, of all generations. They mentioned this now. Whatever age you are, which country you're from, and you're from Hong Kong，如果你聽㗎，而家咧最啱嘅時間啦，老細正等緊你啊！所以我哋 CEO Peter Chan 喺度，佢等緊咪第二點我哋影相，哇！最靚嘅相咁樣啱咯。我識講功夫，識講少少啦，係咪？So we believe that this will be an attractive place. I, being born in Ipoh, and being the host for this morning Ipoh with Katie, feel so privileged and proud to be given the honor to see development like this, which are so incredibly equalized with the beautiful surrounding, with the greenery, and everything is so incredible. Mr. Peter, I know I shouldn't be saying this, but I also look out and saw that you won the SME Man of the Year, Brand Laureate, Property Man for Malaysia Reserve, Leadership in Quality for Diamond 2013, Paris Award, and Brand Icon Leadership. With this, I know, sir, you're a person who could be a no-nonsense man. A person means work is work, and I could see that not even 1 tree, I can see the shrubs is being cut. This goes to show that commitment, dedication, perseverance is very important for the haven to be here. And I thank you for selecting Ipoh to be the place among all the places in the world. What will be your expansion plan in your mind now?
We have, after building this, we've been spotted and we've been invited to branch out to Bintan, Indonesia.
Bintan, Indonesia.
And this is what we're doing. Can I show the brochure to you?
Okay, sure. Yes, the Bintan brochure.
Yeah.
Wow.
This is the Bintan brochure, and we've selected, we believe, the best piece of land in Bintan. Here it is. This is seafront, riverfront, and lakefront. 3 water bodies. This is in line with what we are, the haven. The haven is a place, like you say, tranquil and peaceful and safe. And I might add on the name of the haven, if you put eternity into haven, it becomes heaven.
I like that.
The E, put in the E.
With the E, yes. Yeah, of course. With the E. Well said, Mr. Peter. It is definitely an honor and privilege to speak to you, a person who is also comical, a person who knows about entertainment, humor, everything which is in moderation. That's how we live life. And we will now take a short break from the first episode.
Before you go, I just remember something.
Okay,
We've just been invited during this COVID time to branch out to Egypt.
To Egypt?
Yeah, there's a piece of land, 22 hectares,
Wow.
for us to build directly facing the on the beachfront to Mediterranean Sea. So that if I'm successful in Bintan, we go to Egypt. I'm thinking of a tripartite 3-country, starting with Malaysia, Indonesia, and Egypt, and all halal countries. All the food there throughout will be for Muslim, mainly tourist Muslim travelers, and this may be the first for the area and the first for Malaysia.
Wow. These are really great news because, of course, I wanted to ask you about COVID, but I was trying to keep it for my next session, this session number 1. Well, congratulations, Mr. Peter Chan. I look forward to you sending me photographs of the progress because I love to see development, the before and after kind of thing. And we will now take a short break from the first session of Morning Ipoh with Katie, with Mr. Peter Chan, who is the CEO of the Haven Ipoh. And we will join you after this short commercial break. Stay tuned. Radio, television, Bandrai Ipoh. Morning Ipoh with Katie. Episode number 13. We are now on to the second session with Mr. Peter Chan, the CEO of the Haven Ipoh. Mr. Peter, we have spoken about your background, the history, how you manage this incredible place. And I can actually hear the birds chirping right now. So incredibly placed here. And I love the swimming pool. Wow, the infinity pool going across right to the rock. But however, the world was taken aback by a pandemic which began as early as March last year. And it lasted, Mr. Peter, I believe right now, exactly 1 year. It is a tiring time for all business persons, entrepreneurs and so forth, and it depends on the magnitude and size. A size like the Haven, which has got so many staff in the hospitality industry. How, Mr. Peter, are you able to sustain? Are you able to just move forward in the new norm to make Haven a place of sustainability and a place for us to look into the future? How do you guys manage?
I thank God for this. Without God's help, we would not be survived. We would not survive like many others. We've been cutting all our expenses. We've been very patient, waiting for the COVID restrictions to be over. In the meantime, we would not stop. We have not cut down even one single staff. We use this opportunity to train staff, for them to realize what the world is all about and how fragile everything can be. So in the last 12 months, we've been having a lot of training programs, repositioning ourselves, repositioning the minds. We believe now as soon as the restrictions end, our business will just jump up. The business will just jump up because this is the place for people to go. This is open space. Like we have coined a phrase that nature consumes viruses. Now we're with nature now. You're with me talking openly. We're not afraid of the virus because it's open. So in this kind of open concept, a lot of people will come after being locked down for so long. They certainly will not go to a hotel with a single room where it's too congested,
right.
too enclosed. Here it's all open. So on this basis, we're very bullish that in the next few months, especially when the borders open, we'll be very popular.
I thank you for the positivity, Mr. Peter, because you are the leader and there's so many persons who are under your employment who look forward to stability of job. And I thank you for also being there for them, being able to adjust, and your words of commitment is of so much importance. This is what I call a man of vision. I remember also, since you mentioned about COVID, and as you're talking so positively of how you will take Haven, right, moving forward after COVID. So I've already coined the word COVID. COVID for you is turning challenges, which is C, and obstacles, which is O, into V, which is victory, which requires I, which means incredible success, and D, determination. And I hope, Mr. Peter, and all of us, of course, in Malaysia and across the world, believe me, once the COVID is over, make heaven, or Haven, whatever you call it, whether it's Haven or Heaven in Ipoh, the place for you to visit, because this is the must visit place in your bucket list. I repeat, the bucket list must include this, because this is a place which gives you the best amenities, the best services. And I know, because I've been here, I thank you very much, Mr. Peter, for offering me a complimentary room. I can still remember your kind hospitality just for me to have some comments. And I truly enjoyed everything from A to Z, because the commitment and the incredible teamwork is all visible here. If you don't believe me, just go into TripAdvisor and look at the comments. And believe me, once COVID is over, a space like this, which is so open, will definitely be a place for you to relax and retreat. From COVID, let's speak of something more positive, Mr. Peter. I would like to touch on corporate social responsibilities, or known as CSR. What has Haven done so far?
We've done everything that we can possibly afford. We were we were shortlisted for an award, and the award of CSR.
Right.
And when the interviewer came and found out what we were doing, he said, "Your whole company is CSR."
I like that.
We are CSR because we are a family of people believing in God. Every morning, in fact, we have a morning prayer, and the morning prayer transgress every religion, whether we are Islam, Christian, Buddhist, it doesn't matter. We pray to the Creator, Almighty God. So on that basis, we're doing whatever we think is right by everybody. When we finish the swimming pool here, the one that you saw here, the first people that swam here were the disabled people, the people the orphans, not the owners, not anybody else, not the owners, not our guests, but our special guests, disabled people and the orphans, the one without parents, and they were here at the gala time for the whole day. Besides this, we have many other small things here and there which we do not announce. I mentioned to you a few that were announced. There's a staff with a daughter with a hole in heart. We created a little charity collection. We didn't collect too much because in Ipoh it's very hard to collect a lot of money, but we subsidized and we got her completely cured from the hole in the heart. Whatever we see the needs of society outside, we do provide within our capability. We also sponsored many musical events, mainly for children, Ipoh children, and also for our staff here. We look after them like a family. So the whole operation is like CSR. We don't distinguish, and we don't want the publicity for this CSR. But since you mentioned Pele, this is our life effort. We all believe in God. I think 99% of the whole company believe in God. So CSR is part of our life.
Well said. I could see it coming sincerely from your heart. That's really great. I remember driving on the highway, maybe when it was almost ready, the pride of Ipoh and the envy of the nation. I still remember because it was so nicely etched with this kind of words of meaning. And I want to thank you, Mr. Peter. This is definitely the envy of not the nation, but the whole world. Because like you said, you don't need to travel very far, just 10 to 15 minutes drive from Ipoh city. Where else on earth can you find such beauty transgressing onto a place like this? I've been here many times, and every time I come here, I'm still amazed with this cleanliness. I'm amazed with the whole management on how beautiful the water is. And I believe, ladies and gentlemen, we can learn a lot from this man, Peter Chan. Remember the name, okay? Because he has done so much, Peter. I believe many of your university mates and colleagues have already gone to retirement. What are you still doing here, sir?
I've written an article for the Singapore University. They asked me what I think of retirement and when am I going to retire. And my response is that I will never retire.
Why?
When you announce that you want to retire, you're announcing to the world that I've done enough, I don't want to do anymore. So I'm now concentrating on myself and my family. I won't do that. I will work until the day I die.
Wow. If everyone thinks like you, the GDP of Malaysia will grow up double, tenfold.
I hope so.
Yes, this is definitely something very true. And I wish to emulate what you have done. I wish to be like you, Mr. Peter, dare to bring incredible success, the loving, sharing, caring, and passing over of information with all your team players. And this is where the world is a better place to stay. There's so much golden nuggets to be taken from the mind of this great, incredible person. But time has it that it's time for us for the next commercial break. Stay tuned as we'll see you again in the third session of Conversation with Mr. Peter Chan, the CEO of the Haven Ipoh.
Thank you.
Radio, Television, Mandrai Ipoh, Morning Ipoh with KT, the final session with Mr. Peter Chan. The opportunity right now for me to be here in one of the very nice surroundings, serene and beautiful and so classy. Mr. Peter, could you please care to explain a bit more about the three towers you have here, which is so incredible?
We built many different sizes in the three towers. In fact, in total 14. Because we know Ipoh people are very choosy, they're spoiled for choice.
Right.
So we make small units, medium units, larger units, corner units, the back units, the front units. So we have 14 different types. This is one of the types.
And I know that you were in the property, in the construction sector. Were you involved while it was under construction?
We have to, because many contractors, they do an ordinary job. They just want to finish the job and get on with their life. So in order to do a good job, we have to be around, we have to supervise. And in the design of this building, we have changed, improved 42 times.
Wow.
So we have no choice, because we know what they are like. So that's why we've got a better quality than most. But very sad for us is that most people don't know this. This is, in fact, you can call it a designer building, designer inside. But nobody gives us any premium for this. We don't mind, but we just want to be known that we put in a lot of effort. Take, for instance, look at the doors. The doors are not low doors, they're high doors. Every one of the doors are high doors.
Yeah.
The ceiling is high ceiling with a lot of plugs, power points, and we give them galore without charging anything for this. So these are only some of the things. Like you look at the balcony outside, we've got plug points partly for you to use for your steamboat or whatever you want to do something outside. It's all available. Also, there's a little drainage outside, so that if it rains, if there's water, you can always sweep it away very easily.
Yeah, so I believe you as the founder and the researcher, with your experience, you have thought about all these, the minor things which you believe to people are just unnecessary, but for you, for the long term, it is important. Yeah, three magnificent towers which you can see standing tall across the whole skyscrapers in town. And this is what I call, Peter, a person of dedication and perseverance. Don't worry. I always say that we always save the best for last. Once the pandemic is over, I think this place will be bustling and brewing again with everyone trying to come in here and lock in and stay, because this is an experience of a lifetime to be at the haven. Okay, now my next question will be talking about Ipoh City. Mr. Peter, you have been here for a few years, right? What do you think of Ipoh City now, and how do you see it becoming in the next 5 years?
I believe I'm one of the few people, even though I'm not from Ipoh, who knows Ipoh very well. I've been here in Ipoh for about 18, 19 years. When we first started, Ipoh was they call it a sleepy hollow. Really, it's a very sleepy hollow. In fact, many people look down at Ipoh. They call it the fishing station on the way going up to Penang and so on. They're not very good terms.
Yeah.
But then we saw the future, the potential of Ipoh.
We came up with this book.
Oh, Ipoh, yeah.
And in the twist of words, instead of Ipoh, and inside you've got 100 over establishments of places to eat, halal and non-halal, and we gave this away for free. So we went to interview every of the establishments, and we invited people there. We gave this for free, so you can have one of these.
Oh, thank you very much. Wow, you have just gave it a right time. My wife told me tonight where we're going for dinner. So I'll just have to open one page, and this is the page I'm going to go. Wow.
There's another thing. We also have this.
Fantastic.
When we first started, I wrote an article about Ipoh being a cocoon. A cocoon.
How long was the article written, by the way? A few years ago?
This was written in about 8 or 9 years ago.
Oh.
Ipoh emerges from its cocoon. So we believe at that time that Ipoh was just coming out as a cocoon to be a butterfly. And true enough, in the last 8 or 9 years, Ipoh has been moving up, properties have been moving up, the bullishness have been moving up. So you asked me this question, what do I think of Ipoh? The advantages of Ipoh is very clear now. We've got top hospitals in Ipoh at lower price than Penang or KL. Very good quality hospitals. When we do our blood tests, for example, it is about half the price from elsewhere, and maybe about 20% or 15% of the price from other countries. So people should come here for medical tourism. And then the properties are low price, the nature is fantastic, the food is fantastic, the education is fantastic. The education of the people in Ipoh are very high, one of the highest in the whole Malaysia. So these are the things that people don't notice in Ipoh. Infrastructure is fantastic, Wi-Fi is good, roads are good. So and it's very close to two cities, KL and Kuala Lumpur and Penang. So it's just natural that it will blossom and blossom and blossom. All we need to do is work together and bring up Ipoh. This the article that says Ipoh emerges from the emerges from the cocoon. We all have to work together, the state authorities, the federal government and us, private enterprise, and this will be one of the best tourism places, I think, in the world.
Oh, well said, like a choo-choo train. Fantastic. From cocoon to a thriving butterfly, which are flying around across the world, bringing Ipoh into the eyes of the nation and the world. Mr. Peter, I want to thank you very much. Number one, for selecting by calling God for haven to be here, which I think is like a heaven on earth, a beautiful place, and it's like coming back here in this place, which is so wonderful. Thank you very much for the kind hospitality. You have never ever said no to me, and Peter Chan will be here for many years to come. So if you were to be staying at the heaven, right, go see, talk to the CEO. This guy, of course, is a person who will always be sometimes serious, sometimes humorous, and a man of many seasons. I want to thank you, sir, for putting Ipoh into the map of the world through your hard dedication, your perseverance, your vision, and how you manage to maintain, which I always find very difficult in a place called Malaysia, for us to maintain the incredible facilities the day I've walked in since day one. We finally come to the end of Morning Ipoh with Katie, a channel that brings the best of Ipoh to the whole world, including our nation. And ladies and gentlemen, in the meantime, remember to stay safe, practice social distancing, and we pray for world peace and harmony, and by hoping that the COVID pandemic will be over as soon as possible for us to return back to our normal lives as it is. Before I say goodbye, Mr. Peter Chan, any words of farewell from you towards the channel?
Well, we pray that the pandemic will be over very quickly, and we pray that Malaysia would be able to grow from strength to strength. And tourism is one of the major industries for Malaysia, and I'm very encouraged by the tourism ministry who have started to know and support us. So we'll be working very closely with the state, and we welcome all of you, every one of you, to come and experience what we have. And very soon we'll form a club, and the club will be trespassing from Malaysia to Indonesia to the Middle East. We hope to put this together in the next 2 or 3 years. Thank you very much.
Wish you all the best in your future endeavors. Thank you, sir. So in the meantime, Morning Ipoh with Katie, episode number 13 comes to an end. Remember to stay safe. Till we see you again. Terima kasih. Thank you. 谢谢. Mkoisai. Mika nandri. Kamsialu.
Thank you.